All right, so here we are at the top of the eastern stairs. Did some minor cleanup on the stairs. I'm going to have to go back and do those. But we're going up to the eastern bastion to the Upper Armory. Now, I had done a base here once before, but it was incredibly unstable. And working with Durin the Deathless, that's his handle on Discord, I came up with a new design. So Durin taught me how to use the wooden trusses, like these above me. And I decided what would happen if I took those trusses and overlaid my adamant bridge building technique on top of it. Would it provide enough support? And it did. So those of you familiar with this area, it is a large room that's at least 6 stories tall, has a giant hole in the middle, and we're going to go through it from the entrance that you would normally go in and face the drake. So there was a drake and a drake's nest down here. I've cleared out the drake, capped it over, and put stuff on top of it. He doesn't spawn here anymore. But there is a drake here. Spoilers ahead. Before I forget, the adventures of Mariak Firmax continue, including the great works of the dwarves here in Moria. I do use three mods. One allows me to carry multiple epic masterwork items, called epic items in any slot. One of them is fat stacks that allow me to carry 9,999 count stacks. And last but not least, the pause mod. Now, I do those because I am not interested in basically logging in and out a gazillion times as I've gone through the worlds. And the first 2, 3, almost 3 plays through I didn't have any mods whatsoever. And now that I've started my 8th, I'm kind of over that part. But I do recommend playing without mods the first couple of times through. So down here on the first floor, I put a bakery, basically production area, bakery and forge, foundry. This is Ani's camp down here. Now the ceiling is lined with those trusses. On top of it, you have the crisscrossed adamant basket weave pattern that I use for the bridges, and on top of that, granite. And it is pretty stable, actually. I left open the areas for the statues as best I could. Now, the entire walls of the room are lined both with the flat adamant pillars and then again skinned in granite. Now, the reason I did the skinning in granite was because I wanted to decorate it. Some of them. This one's a little hard to see. And the adamant pillars weren't there so much for looks as they were for solid anchor points, because I think siege ended. They must have broken in. I've ignored like 3 or 4 of them. I still get spawns in here, which is really annoying. So down here you have the foundry, the forge, you have the baking, the food, grist mills and such. And this is the first floor. It's a height and a half. It's a floor and a half high. So as I was saying, the walls I lined with adamant all the way up. just so I'd have solid anchor points, because the walls in this room did not have solid anchor points. All right, you come up here to the first landing, and I actually created another floor. This floor has crafting, a farm, and storage. A lot of storage. Oh, looks like I lost a piece of balcony there. This is also a floor and a half tall. You can see the wood trusses with the adamant above it. Does work out a little better. I'm not sure it should, but it does. And I just put up this elevated space since I had it's almost double high. And this is the best path. Now here you see the adamant pillars that I skinned later, but the adamant pillars go from the very bottom all the way to the very top, embedded in the walls. And yes, that did cover some of the statues and such, but that couldn't be helped. Now there are several of these rooms throughout the game. This is not unique, where you have like a little area like this, and then there's a giant 6-story tall hole in the middle, which I have filled in and created floors. So this can be done in any of those areas. So that's the first floor. Second floor. First floor is the production. Second floor is the storage and crafting. Third floor is housing. I put in 4 bedrooms, large suites. Here you see that central hole filled in with the wood trusses and adamant above it. And here's some of the walls decorated. Oh, I'm missing a piece of granite up there. Still happens to me, folks, until they fix the bugs in the building system. You still get a little weirdnesses. All right, well, these rooms are all pretty much appointed the same way as my other places are. I did deck this one out. You know, I kind of imagined, okay, the Eastern Bastion and the Upper Armories are open for business. Dwarves, come one, come all. Merchants, craftsmen, craftswomen, please come and ply your wares, because we are open for business. So now that goes out to the rest of the keep up here. But in the central part here, I created a very nice brewery with 6 medium tanks, 4 king's tanks, and all 7 of the small brew kettles. I moved the stone to here. You have your vegetable fruit vendor here in the middle. I needed a little more of that plant, so I planted it. But you have your fruit vegetable vendor, you have your brewery right in the middle. Now there's this nice area in the top that I built a staircase to. I'll show you in a minute. And I put a grand hearth up there, and that's how you can get to the top of those kettles. Over here, you can actually walk up the center. This is a new design, and you can get to the 6 medium brew kettles. Now there were mines over there, and I did wall those off the same way I did the I lined all of the walls with the 2-story tall adamant pillars. Gives a nice smooth appearance. There's a couple of jutting rocks, but that's fine. So this scaffolding here, let me jump down. I put the stills over here, and then built this little configuration to hold medium brew tanks. I thought that looked kind of nice. You can get to your 4 King's Brew tanks through here. I left this statue. There's a place down. I could have capped it over, but it would have covered him from the waist high. I thought that was kind of silly, so I added some stairs. Oh, in case you didn't notice, I trimmed out the stairway. This was wider, but I trimmed it out because I didn't want you to see the wood truss ends. All right, here's a giant set of stairs with railing. That brings you all the way up here. The 4 tops. You can look down over the commerce area, which we'll go down into in a minute. So advertise for all the dwarfs to arrive. Bring your merchants and craftspeople, and let's get to work restoring Moria. All right, here's the 7 brew kettles. Inventory isn't full yet, but we do have some inventory. Swords. I put enchants on them. A lot of those shelves are empty. That's why we need the craftsmen to join us. Craftspeople. Various suits of armor are ready on display, ready for purchase. More armor. I'm going to make some of the other 2 armor. Not mithril armor, but the others. And here's your two-handed, mostly two-handed weapons are in here. So you can come, grab a beer, browse, purchase armor and weapons, some food, go kill some orcs. It's a good time. Ooh, that's messed up. Thought that was centered. Anyway, so this is the Upper Armory in the Eastern Bastion, I believe it's called. And of course this, oh, there are a lot of bats here, by the way. Another area that's just, this world in particular is just full of bats. Which is nice considering they, got rid of the big bat spawn after the first patch. I'll show you the upper area. Obviously the bridge, spoilers ahead, has been rebuilt because the game is over. But I redid this staircase and this landing. I rebuilt it. And this is all cleaned up. Now, whenever I do recording in 4K, it does that. All right. So we are open for business. Let's see the patch soon, and let's get some dwarves into Khazad-dûm, crafting and fighting and building and knocking back that shadow into the abyss. Thank you all for watching.